have said this many times before on this channel that when it comes to the series of Mario games, I've always been a fan of the Legend of Zelda series a lot more, but I will have to give props to Nintendo that occasionally there are Mario games that have been released that I have absolutely loved. Here we go! Like I said, Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64 was the very first Mario game that I played, and I absolutely loved that game, being able to explore all these different worlds as Mario, snowy worlds, wet dry world, fighting Bowser in the dark worlds. All of that was amazing. And occasionally, they always bring out games like that that have just been games that have been just as good. Like for the Nintendo Wii, the Super Mario Galaxy, that was out of the park fun. But then you got Mario games like Mario Sunshine, which just feel, to me personally, they just feel like a copycat of Super Mario 64, only Mario has a water gun. To me, it was, I'd say it was maybe like a double, I don't know. I don't play that much, I don't like it that much at all. To me, Mario Sunshine is like Majora's Mask. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. To me, those two games are on the same level of just not being that good. However, there is a side story of Mario games that I just love, that I always come back to playing when I'm bored. It has nothing to do with Super Mario, and that is, well, I guess it kind of does, but not like trying to say Peach or whatever. That is Super Mario Party. I have a lot of the Super Mario Party games. Just a second, let's see what I got. Let's see. Okay, I thought I had more Mario Party games on the Switch than I did, but I could only find two. I love both of these Super Mario Party Superstars. This one was so much fun. I love the game boards in it, how spooky they are, like the outer space game board, and just the mini games are super fun in this. And then there's Super Mario Party. If you know the YouTuber, the Australian YouTuber Beat 'em Ups, Woodhawker, is his real name, he hates this game. I don't know why he hates this game so much. I mean, this one was really fun. Like, I get that the game boards aren't super exciting, they're just a square, but they still can be fun. Like King Bomb's factory, you move too many spaces, he'll blow up, affecting the other players. That's genius. I love that. And then there is the mini games, and I love the candy jar mini game, the steak mini game. Those mini games are just fun. But what really got me into the world of Mario Party was when I was probably like 5 or 6, I don't remember. I got Mario Party 7 for the GameCube, and honestly, I don't think I played it that much when I was younger. I thought it was boring. But now that I'm older, I've been playing it a lot more, and I think it's really fun. Like, Mario and the party is on a cruise ship, and they're sailing to different game boards on these different islands. You can go across like this whole pagoda place where this squid is in the center to get the stars. You can climb this mountain to get to this giant temple on top to get a star. The mini games are really fun. Yeah, so far I've liked every Mario Party I've played, honestly. I think they're really fun. That being said, I have to say what I just said, I have to apologize because I just lied. Say what? So for the past few days, or like last 2 days after I've been getting home from a busy day. I've been taking the last couple hours of the day to check out this Mario Party game that was released about 4 months ago. I heard that it was a really fun game, best Mario game that's come out so far. And I am talking about Super Mario Party Jamboree. And in my honest opinion, it kind of sucks. I do like the opening to the game. The opening is kind of cute. You have Bowser's little wizard minion like giving a tour around it. Different islands where different things can be played. Like there's a Toad workshop, there's a Bowser thing called the Koopathon where you can fight Bowser. There's an island where you play the Mario Party games. And it seems really fun. Like the intro of the game sets this whole thing up that it's gonna be something that you're gonna spend hours playing, hours of enjoying, loving every second of it. And even though I already said I have played hours of it, I don't think I enjoyed very many seconds of enjoying the actual gameplay. So, the actual Mario Party, the board games, they do sound kind of cool, but honestly, I was kind of disappointed. When I first saw the announcement for Mario Party Jamboree, and there was gonna be like a Mario board where these characters could be in these race cars, so it was gonna be like Mario Party or Mario Kart kind of style. I was super excited, and then I actually played the board game, and I was honestly let down. I guess it is kind of cool that on this racetrack that your players and the CPUs or your friends, you're all in these cars, and depending on the dice number you roll is how fast your car will go or how far it'll go. I thought that was pretty cool, but honestly, they could have made it a lot better. Like, they could have had like a number dice you roll, and then like something from Mario Kart where there's a side thing that you roll, and you could have like a bomb that you could place on a number on like a space, like 3 behind you or 3 in front of you, and whoever would land on that would lose coins. Or like they could have all these traps that a person could do, or they could have a red shell that they could throw in front of them to knock the person, knock a star away from the person in front of them. They could have done that. They could have made the Mario Kart themed area so much funner than it actually was. Honestly, the racetrack theme board really disappointed me. Plus, the mini games in that honestly felt more like luck than based on skill and how they were played, which was another big disappointment, honestly. The Wiggler Forest mini game board was boring. It was just like a giant circle. Sometimes you could get on Wiggler. You could like ring this bell to change his direction of where he was sleeping. So if you rung the bell enough times, he would get mad and you would change the spaces that were on him to like bad spaces, like Bowser spaces, or spaces where you land on, you would lose coins, things like that. But it was honestly boring. The mini games for that one weren't that great either. Just not a super interesting game board. There is this one game board that's a giant mall, which honestly, I didn't mind. I thought that one was fun. Like, you could choose to take these different paths that would lead to the number of spaces you need to get to the star, how close or how far you away the path you would choose. Like, it would count how many spaces you would have left to go to the star. So you would always kind of either like completely screw yourself by choosing the wrong path. Like, you could be 7 spaces away and you could choose to either ride this elevator or not, or ride an escalator or skip that, choose a different path. And you could go from like being 7 spaces from the star to 32 spaces away from the star, depending on the choices that you chose. I liked that. That was kind of fun. Also, there was a thing that the Toads would do. It was like a sale going on in the shop, so everything was half price, including the star. Stars would be like 20 coins. When the sales were going on, they'd be 10 coins. And something I really liked was if you were in 4th place and landed on a shop, they would help you out. But if you weren't in 4th place and you landed in front of the shop, they would just turn you away. I thought it was kind of funny. The last board game that I played, I haven't played all of them, but the last one I gave a try to was one that I thought was a really fun. It's like Princess Peach's Castle in the Clouds. So you're going up this spiral basically to these clouds, and eventually you're getting to this one area where you ride this cloud to the top of the castle. But the catch is that sometimes when a person would land on an event space, the castle would spin around and Bowser would be at the top instead of Toad. What's funny is that if you went to the top of the castle where Bowser was instead of Toad, you would end up having to pay him 20 coins with nothing in return. You got a thing called a star, a ZTAR, and the characters' animations when they got that, it had to make me laugh because they were so disappointed when they got that. Even the narrator, like, her voice in this Mario game is completely different than the other ones, and even she is disappointed because she just goes, "You got a star." It's pretty funny. But that one is actually a pretty enjoyable mini board game because you don't know what's gonna happen. At any moment, a character could land on an event space and the castle could turn to either Toad or Bowser. It was an enjoyable course. Aside from the courses, the mini games were okay. I mean, there's a lot that could have been different. A lot of them, like I said, seem to be based on luck. Like, there is one where, it had to make me laugh. I was playing as Yoshi. It's a snowball fight. It's like a 1-on-3 snowball fight. And the person that's playing against the 3 has monkeys on their side. And they're throwing snowballs against everyone. And I was playing as Yoshi. And right when the game started, I got out. I got hit. And it was perfect because Yoshi barely got to make his snowball. He got wound up and then he got hit and it's like, game! And Yoshi slowly falls over because he like turns into an icicle. I'm like, I barely got to do anything! So, in the game, how Bowser's always been a main problem of the game. He can always mess up the character's strategy. In this, there's a giant Bowser called Imposter Bowser. And there's an area that you can play as. Like, all these characters from around the world can get together. And you can hammer crates and get these bombs and launch them at Imposter Bowser to defeat him. Meanwhile, you can play these mini games depending on how well you do. Like, you can choose to get these certain items like hammers or dash squares or bananas. It's pretty cool. I thought that was a fun thing that the game had to it. It was fun, I'll admit that. So, the Mario Party board games, board themes are so-so. The mini games are so-so. The Imposter Bowser challenge is pretty fun, I'll admit that. And then you got the Koopa Marathon. It's like the entire time you're playing these different minigames to collect coins. And you can do different minigames, like there's one where you're running up this sand hill while these little animals are throwing these block pipes down on you that you jump over. You collect those. And the whole thing is just a number of laps that you do. I wouldn't mind this thing if the minigames were different every time. Like, depending on the number of laps you do is the levels of minigames that you do. But they're the same minigame every time. Like, say that you finish one lap doing some minigames. for the second lap, they're the same mini game, just a little harder. They didn't switch it up or anything. I thought that was kind of stupid, honestly, so Koopa Marathon, didn't really enjoy. There's some parts of this game where you take out the Joy-Cons from the Switch and just gotta play holding the Joy-Cons. Like there's this one area which is Yoshi's kitchen. I know that I won't be a chef because the way I was slicing and making parfaits and cooking stuff, I know there's no way I'm making it into Hell's Kitchen. Like, there's this one mini game where you're like a baker and you're baking like dough from like, you're making flowers, you're making Goombas, you're making stars, you're making croissants, and more often than not, I always ended up burning my stuff. So I would not be surprised to what Chef Ramsay would say if I ever presented him food based on my work with the Yoshi kitchen and that minigame.
It's raw.
The last thing I want to talk about is the Koopa Flight School, which honestly probably is my favorite part of this game. It's pretty fun to be able to disconnect the Joy-Cons from the Switch and you actually have to flap like you have wings. It's fun just doing the practice mode, being able to play as Mario or whoever you want, and to be able to fly around the island, to be able to glide. I thought that was fun. Plus, it does have mini games to it where you're gonna like work with a CPU, or if anyone is playing with you, you can work with them. And you work transporting these different characters around the island. That was pretty fun. Like, you have a time limit for each character that you transport around the island. Like, I transported Toad and Bowser. It was pretty fun. And there's like a Koopa fight that was, honestly, it could have been a lot better. Like, it's called Dogfight or something like that, and I was expecting with Dogfight, you could be like, you have like this little gun on your back, and you would be like flying around, you'd be flapping around the island, you'd be avoiding these gunshots that were going on, but you're just collecting these little characters in the sky. You're trying to steal them from your opponent can steal them from you. Basically, it's just flying around trying to be the faster person while you're getting these points. And by that point, I wouldn't call it a battle, I would just call it a little mini game. So, yeah, anyway, besides the fight little part of it, I'd say the Koopa Flight School is the best part of the game. Anyway guys, that is the end of the video. That is what I think of Mario Jamboree. Definitely my least favorite Mario game. Like, if I were walking down the street with all the Mario games I had, and someone had me at gunpoint and told me to give them my least favorite Mario game, I'd be like, okay man, okay, calm down bro. Take this one. And I would give them Mario Jamboree. And then I would be like Fred Flintstone or one of those classic cartoon characters and just get out of there. But knowing my luck, he would probably have already played Mario Jamboree and thought it sucked as well. And he would just pull the trigger. That'd be the end of me. So yeah. That's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And if you love Mario Party Jamboree, if you have a problem with anything I've said about the game, please leave it in a comment below. I would really want to know what you guys think of this game. Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll see you next time.